Okay, girls, let us move on to your next topic, that is central problems of an economy. Okay, central problems of an economy, which is a very important question, a 6 mark question. Now, like usually, what happens when this question is asked, when this question is asked, central problems of an economy, girls end up writing the basic, the social problems faced by an economy, like illiteracy, poverty, unemployment, all these are, yeah, that is the those are the social problems. But here they are asking you the central or economic problems faced, the problems faced by an economy, central problems of an economy. So please don't make that mistake. Don't write, when you get this question, don't write the social problems. You will have to mention the three central problems faced by an economy. Okay, before moving on to the central problems, the first and foremost important thing here is how does a problem of choice arise, which I have already explained in the beginning of this chapter. Problem of choice arise mainly because of satisfaction of unlimited wants by using limited resources, which is alternative uses. So that is how problem of choice arise. Now, there are three central problems faced by an economy. So first problem is what commodity to produce and in what quantity. Second is how are goods produced, and third is whom to produce the commodity for, or you can simply write it as what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay, now you will have to explain each of these central problem in detail. You will have to explain each of these three problems in details. First problem is what commodity to produce and in what quantity, or you can say what to produce. Okay, what to produce, the problem of choice of commodity. Okay, now what commodity to produce is, the economy will have to make a choice. Okay, it'll have to make a choice, it'll have to select. Okay, it'll have to decide what commodity is it going to produce, whether it is going to produce, whether the economy is going to produce necessary goods or luxury goods. So what are necessary goods? Necessary goods are nothing but the commodities, the day to day, the commodity that are the basic necessities of life, like food, clothing, or housing. Okay, so it will have to decide, the economy will have to decide whether to produce, spend the resources it has, the limited resources it has, in production of food, in production of clothing, or in providing housing facilities. Or it can, or to produce luxury goods. What are luxury goods? Luxury goods are not necessities. Okay, these are not necessaries, but luxury goods are nothing but the luxuries of life. That is the commodities that provides you luxury. That is, it can be a four-wheeler, it can be a two-wheeler, a television, all that becomes luxuries. So the economy will have to decide whether it is going to produce necessary goods or luxury goods. That will have to be decided by the economy. Now it will also have to decide whether it is going to produce agricultural goods or industrial goods, or whether to produce consumption goods or investment goods. What are consumption goods? Consumption goods are nothing but the commodities which are consumed by the consumer directly. Okay, the commodities which are available for the consumer for direct consumption, that will that will not go through any further process of production. Consumable goods, the consumer goods, the goods which you consume, okay, which are available for you for direct consumption. So that becomes consumption goods. Investment goods are nothing but machinery, machine. Okay, so machinery, investment good is nothing but the machinery. So the economy will have to decide whether it is going to produce consumption goods or investment good. Investment goods, that is machine which is used for further production of consumer goods or consumption goods. So it will have to decide whether it is going to produce consumption goods or investment goods. Or it can, it'll have it will have to decide whether it is going to use the resources which is available with the economy in providing educational facilities or providing health facilities, or instead to use the same resource to for building military services, okay, for nation building, for building military services, that is for production of arms and ammunitions like guns, okay. For production of arms and ammunition which can be used during the wartime by an economy, by the country, for protection, for the protection of a country. So it will have to decide whether it is going to produce use the resources for providing educational facility or health facility, or for building development of military services. These are nothing but the decisions to be made by an economy, that is what actually is it going to produce with the limited resources available with them, okay. And once this decide what they're going to produce, they'll have to decide in what quantity the commodity they have choose, no, whatever commodity, whatever no commodity they have selected, okay. If they of once if they select the production of, if the resource they have, if they select production of consumer goods, and if they are selecting the production of consumer goods, and then in what quantity are they going to produce the consumption goods, or if they select production of industrial goods, in what quantity are they going to produce industrial goods. So this is your first central problem, that is what commodity to produce and in what quantity. Second is, once they decide what to produce and in what quantity, then they'll have to decide how are these commodities produced, okay, how are they going to produce the commodity they have selected. So that is nothing but they will have to make a choice. This is nothing but dealing with problem of choice of technique of production, okay. They will have to select, decide which technique of production are they going to use, whether they are using labor intensive technology or capital intensive technology. Labor intensive is nothing but use of labor force, capital intensive technology is use of machinery, okay. They'll have to decide whether they are going to use more of a blend of both, that is more of labor, less of capital, less of machine, or more of capital, that is machine, and less of labor. It is the this is nothing but the decision they will have to make, that is how are they going to produce the commodity, what technology are they going to use in production of a commodity, okay. So that is nothing but how are these commodities produced, how to produce, that is your second central problem. The last central problem faced by an economy is for whom are these goods produced, like whom to produce these commodities for, okay. Like in the economy there are different section of people living in the economy, rich and the poor, okay. Rich people can afford whatever is the price, even if the price is high for the commodity, they are ready to pay, they can afford. But unlike them, the poor people cannot. If the prices of the commodities increase, they cannot afford paying higher price for the commodity, okay. So the economy will have to decide which commodity are they going to say, for whom are they going to produce a commodity for, whether producing for rich or for poor, okay. So how are they going to distribute this commodities among rich and poor, what in what quantity, that is problem of allocation and distribution, that is how are they going to distribute the goods produced among different sections among rich and poor. So that is whom to produce, whom are these goods produced for. So this are three central problems of economy, that is what to produce, your first problem, then how to produce, and then for whom to produce. So these are the three central problems faced by an economy. Girls, again let me tell you, please don't end up writing when you get this question. This is an important question, repeated many times. Please don't end up writing. It is a 2 mark, they'll ask 2 mark question. So what are the central problems of an economy? So please don't write poverty, unemployment, illiteracy. You just have to mention these headings, okay. That is the central problems. If it is for 2 mark, you will have to mention what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Or you can write what commodity to produce and in what quantity, how are these commodities produced, and for whom are these commodities produced. That is for 2 mark. Now I'll just finish with this topic for today. Production possibility frontier, which is very important. Production possibility frontier, a very important topic. It's a 4-mark question. Production possibility frontier is a 4-mark question, a very important question. Okay, now before starting with the production possibility frontier, you need to know, the introduction as to what is production possibility frontier. Okay, now before moving on to production possibility frontier, let me just give you an introduction to this production possibility frontier. Now, as you already mentioned, the resources in the economy are limited. Okay, the resources are limited. Okay, every society has to determine how to allocate its limited resources to different goods and services. That is because the resources are limited, but human wants are, unlimited. Sorry, just a mistake. Human wants are unlimited. Let me correct it. Human wants are okay. Human wants are unlimited, and as I said, it is recurring. It keeps on repeating. It keeps on repeating. Okay, it is not, and it is not ending. Like food for, want for food. Every day you eat food, 3 times a day you eat food, so want for food is recurring. Want for water, okay, want for dresses, it is recurring, it is never ending, it keeps on repeating. So human wants are unlimited and recurring, it keeps on repeating, but the resources are limited in nature, and whatever resources you have, those resources have alternative uses, can be put to many uses, have many, can be used for many things. Okay, it has alternative uses. Now economy, any economy for that matter, any society for that matter, they will have to, they will have to determine how are they going to allocate its scarce resources. Okay, in for production of different goods and services, because as I said, the resources of an economy as a whole are always limited in comparison to what people of any economy collectively wants to have. Okay, and these scarce resources have alternative uses, and hence every economy will have to choose one of the many production possibilities that they have. Okay, because the resources cannot be, as I said, you cannot use the limited resources for satisfaction of all the wants. Okay, when you, as you're studying, because here as you're studying production, okay, production, that is, production is nothing but, it is the conversion of raw material into finished product is nothing but production. Okay, producing certain things, so producing something. So production possibility, okay, possibilities are nothing but the possibilities, like the you can say the chances of producing a commodity. There are different possibilities available to the consumer. So by using the different possibilities of producing various goods and services, so by using the resources available to him, so because he cannot, he cannot produce, use the resources for alternative uses. It can, the resources, limited resources cannot be used for, many things. It only can be, because these resources are limited in nature. So the producer will have to select, okay, will have to choose among the production possibilities, various production possibilities that are available with him. Girls, this you will understand easily when I give you an example. You have a table. Once you look at the table, you can easily understand what is this production possibility. Now production possibility frontier. Here, production possibility frontier. Girls, before production possibility frontier, let me tell you what is production possibility set. You should also know, because that is a 2-mark question. Production possibility set is a 2-mark question. Now production possibility set is nothing but, it refers to collection of all possible combinations of goods and services that can be produced from a given amount of resources and a given stock of technological knowledge. That is combination of two different commodities. Okay, that is a collection of all possible combinations of two different commodities, that two different goods and services that a producer can produce. okay, with the given amount of resources and technical knowledge. So that is nothing but production possibility set, which is 2 mark question. Now, production possibility frontier is nothing but it is a graph. Production possibility frontier is a graph. It is a curve. Production possibility frontier is a curve which represents the maximum output possible, maximum amount of commodities that the producer can, the combination, maximum amount of two different commodities that an individual or group can effectively and efficiently produce with the limited resources. That is a nothing but, as I said, it is nothing but production possibility frontier is nothing but a graph. This is production possibility frontier. Okay, so can you see this production possibility frontier, which will tell you different combination, okay, the maximum amount of two different commodities. See, production of cotton and production of corn. So maximum amount of both two different commodities, the maximum combination of two different commodities the producer can produce by using the resources available to him. Okay, resource is nothing but the land, okay, whatever the might be, say, the producer has 1 acre of land, so he will have to use that 1 acre of land for production of either cotton or combination of both. How the producer is going to use 1 acre of land? See, it is a resource, the land available with him is resource. So how? Because it is only 1 acre, it is limited. Okay, so how is the producer going to use the limited resource in order to produce the maximum combination of both the commodities? Okay, so that is nothing but production possibility frontier. It is a curve, okay, which is depicting or which is representing different combination, maximum combination of two commodities that the producer is going to produce by using the resources and technical knowledge which is available with him. Okay, girls, before moving on to the graph diagram, let me just first tell you the explain you the table. Okay, this is nothing but the table which is representing production possibility frontier. Now, can you see that the different, the well, it was said, okay, the producer will have to make the choice between the possibilities that are available to him. So these are the possibilities that are available to the producer. Can you see 5 possibilities? Possibility A, B, C, D and E. So these are the possibilities that are available to the producer. Okay, so in possibility, he can make a choice among these. He can use either A, possibility A, or possibility B. He can make a choice. He can use any possibility he wants. Okay, now let us see what will happen if the producer selects here. If he's making a choice among these possibilities. Now, possibility A. Okay, possibility A, as I said, the resource, you can just take it as a land, 1 acre of land which is available with the producer. Okay, 1 acre of land. Now, by using that 1 acre of land, the producer, if he's selecting possibility A, if the producer selects possibility A, by using 1 acre of land, if he's using the entire 1 acre of land for producing cotton alone, okay, for producing cotton, and he's not he's not producing corn, he's producing 0 units of corn, he's only producing cotton by using 1 acre of land. If that is the case, then if he's only producing cotton, he can produce the maximum amount of cotton, that is 10 units of cotton. Okay, now this is if he selects possibility A. And possibility B, if he's selecting possibility B, he is producing 1 unit of corn, 9 units of cotton. Okay.